running to represent the 49th District, which includes Bailey's Crossroads and Seven Corners in Fairfax County. My story is the story of so many people who live in the 49th District and across Virginia. My parents came here from India seeking a better life. They struggled with rent, school lunch debt, and healthcare, all without the protection of a union. After I graduated from college, I inherited these struggles. I worked long hours at jobs that paid starvation wages to help pay down student debt that I still have as a renter along Columbia Pike. When I became a teacher, I skipped meals and avoided going to the doctor to fund my own classroom while watching my students struggle with the same obstacles that I grew up with myself. That's the reason I decided to run, to break that cycle of inequity for my students and their future. We need universal healthcare in Virginia. We need universal pre-K. Our kids deserve a healthy planet, which I will fight for by passing a Green New Deal for Virginia. The current systems that we have were not built to uplift all of our people. We have a racist carceral system, an education system that doesn't humanize queer, disabled, and neurodivergent students, and an economic system that allows the very rich to get richer while the rest of us continue to struggle paycheck to paycheck. As housing prices go up in my district, corporate politicians insist that the answer is to incentivize luxury developers. Our solution is fundamentally different. We are fighting for basic human rights rather than prioritizing corporate monopolies like Amazon and their lobbyists. So, what is that going to take? It's going to take bringing new people, young people, and communities of color into the political process and keeping them there. We need people here to know that there's a reason to go out and vote, that someone is fighting for them and their families, not just on election day, but every day of the year. There is a difference in this race. I am on the side of working people, renters, those folks struggling to own a home or pay the bills. I am on the side of Black and Brown communities demanding real justice in their neighborhoods and women demanding equal pay for equal work. I am on the side of the workers who can't unionize because of right to work laws and the side of those constantly left out of the political process. Our campaign proudly belongs to people, not corporations. And it's why I will never take a penny of special interest money. We know that it will take a movement to transform Virginia. And that's why I'm asking you today to get involved, to take back power for working people. To read more about my policies, please go to karishmaforvirginia.com. You can sign up to volunteer or donate. We need everyone involved and everyone engaged in the political process. And I hope to earn your vote during early voting and on June 8th during the primary. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And the incumbent, Delegate Lopez, who has served the 49th District since 2012.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for my friends from Fairfax, FCDC. Growing up in Fairfax, my mom dedicated her life as a high school counselor to helping immigrant kids go to college. My dad came to the United States as an undocumented 19-year-old with $270 in his pocket and the dream of a better life. They each worked 2-3 jobs at a time to provide for us. But with the help of government programs, they got an education, bought a home, and achieved their dreams. They instilled in me the values of hard work and public service that drive me every day. As your delegate, I've been a champion for our values in Richmond, fighting to make Virginia a place where we lift everyone up and leave no one behind. Over the last 10 years, I've been the patron, co-patron, or the chief co-patron of over 150 bills signed into law, addressing everything from the environment and renewable energy to small businesses to protecting immigrants and sensible gun violence prevention. I'm especially proud of 4 bills of mine that created the in-state tuition for Dreamers, another that brought back project labor agreements, another that dedicated $800 million to help revitalize Chesapeake Bay, and my bill that created the Virginia Affordable Housing Trust Fund that served as the backstop for eviction prevention during the COVID-19 pandemic and provided housing for thousands of families. Going forward, we must focus on jobs and the economy, education, and the needs of working families. And as the House Majority Whip, I pledge to continue fighting for better schools, transportation solutions, environmental safeguards, economic development, criminal justice reform, and our values of embracing diversity, tolerance, and compassion. I promised 10 years ago that I'd be a tireless champion for our values and progressive policies in Richmond, and I've kept my promise. I pledged to help build a Democratic majority in Richmond, and now we've got to defend it. My parents used to say that there's nothing more important than working to lift up those who are poor and sick and oppressed and afraid. Keeping the bond with my mom and dad has paid me back 1,000-fold. There's nothing in the world as rewarding as helping people. Meeting a family that has a roof over their head because of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Meeting a young mom winning the battle against cancer who has health insurance because we were able to pass and expand Medicaid. Making it easier for women and minority-owned small businesses to grow and thrive. And ensuring that the safety net that was there for my parents is there for future generations as well. Going forward, we need to create more prosperity and do it in a way where everybody wins. We need to invest in our infrastructure and in our workforce, and most of all, in our children. To do that, we need a delegate with experience and a deep, nuanced understanding of public policy and the legislative process in Richmond. The issues before us are too important to settle for anything less if we're going to keep Virginia moving forward. I will continue to be a champion for our values and priorities. I will continue fighting for the community I love. And with your support, we will continue to elect more Democrats in Richmond. And my name is Alfonso Lopez. I'm running for the House of Delegates again to help build a better future for my kids, my family, and for you and your families. I ask for your support and vote today and on Election Day. Together, let's continue building a Virginia that lifts everyone up and leaves no one behind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Delegate. And